Are we on? We're recording? Well, this is hardly professional, is it? This is a. G'day, folks. Steve Hughes here, live from the bunker deep in the Australian bush. And I would just like to say thank you to everybody out there that watched the While It's Still Legal drop that we did the other day. And I was very, very surprised that we got so many views in such a short amount of time. And I'd just like to say thank you for all the very kind comments that I've received. And for the people who haven't seen the show, I hope you enjoy it. And some of the comments have said, why don't you have some new material? Well, I do have new material, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to give it to you yet, right? Because you'll ruin the tours. Right? Well, you won't ruin the tour, but putting the material out. Unfortunately, comedy is not like music. See, I've been in bands, right? Now, when you're in a band, now especially if you're in a band for a long time, then you go and they go, "Well, I hope they play the old stuff." But when you're a comedian and you go and you play the old stuff, they go, "Why is this guy doing old stuff? I've heard this before." So we do have new stuff coming. We've got a whole new show recorded. Plus, we're just trying to consolidate this channel into something and pull all my bits that have been on the internet for 10 years and pull them into a centralized, sort of like the New World Order, centralized government, right? Also, I know I've been in and out of the public eye for nigh on a decade now. One, I did a show about why I was out of action for about 5 years. And then the rest of us, we know why we're all out of action, because I went to the UK in 2020 to do a tour. And then, some Chinese guy ate a dodgy bat for lunch, and next minute, the world shut. And then I was supposed to believe there was a thing flying around and we had to wear a mask. But of course, being a conspiracy, that's a great thing about being a conspiracy theorist. I already knew it was bullshit. Right. So obviously, though, I was stuck inside like the rest of you, hanging around doing. Right. So we had to wait, do the tour, right, which took about 2 years. And then I got a little more out of action because, well, like the show we just put up While It's Still Legal, my last sold-out tour in Australia, 2019, it was basically sold out, right? And then I got dumped by my agents, as I mentioned in the intro, which is a shame because I loved my agent. He was a brilliant man, still a brilliant man, saved my life. But unfortunately, they get scared of the blue hairs, right? You know, the blue hairs, right? So then I went to the UK, I did the show, and then my agent there was going, "Yeah, it's brilliant, it's brilliant." Then we did it, and then the blue hairs freaked out. And then, they don't want the flack. So I've been kind of lost at sea, floating around, agentless, managerlessness. Is that a word? Managerlessness. But in that time, I have done some stuff. And we do have a new show coming, as I said. That was recorded about 3 or 4 years ago as well. It was supposed to be released when I got back from Europe after 3 months, which then took 4 years, right? So everything's in a cross-dynamic, pollinated time vortex there these days. Who knows what the fuck is going on anymore, right? Well, conspiracy theorists do, but, that's another story. But we weren't lazy. In fact, me and my buddy recorded a bunch of video music clips. What we did the two Eternum clips. Now, Eternum is the solo album that I did, which has been available on vinyl for a while, not on CD yet, but it is coming out on CD. Hopefully to be told, because not everybody's got, vinyl these days, but, vinyl looks excellent, old school, right? So we've got the two Eternum clips. They'll be put back up. Also, I was in a band years ago, but I think the 80s, called Slaughterlord, right? The first death thrash, sort of black metal band in Australia, along with Mortal Sin, which I was also in for a while. So me and my producer, who is producing this segment right now, who's also an editor, we edited a couple of clips together. So we're going to be putting some Mortal Sin stuff out. I've made a great Slaughterlord clip with a special guest doing the intro. My producer helped me put together a Nazul clip with a special guest doing an intro. And also, I was in a band in the early 90s till about the mid-90s called Presto, which was not metal at all. Started off as a hybridization of metal into sort of, because I sort of, I'd been into metal so full on since the 80s that by about 1988, I'd had enough cymbal grabs and that's why I'm wearing Kate Bush today, right? We got seriously into that. So that's another sort of alternative rock. What a crap name! But it's an eclectic band, which is not full blown metal. We're going to be releasing those over the next few days, or the next days, weeks. We've got some processing to do. Yeah, that's basically all we need to say. Again, I just want to say thank you for all the 20,000 views of While It's Still Legal in less than 24 hours. I didn't expect that. And I didn't expect such cool comments. These are still available, of course. Conspiracy Realist and Nervous Breakthrough, online somewhere. Oh, and of course, this is the Slaughterlord record. If you first metal band I was in. Again, new material on the way. Thank you very much for your support on the While It's Still Legal release we put out the other day, or whenever we put it out, whenever we put this thing out. We'll cut that bit out. That's a bit crap. I'm doing this on the fly, folks, and that was a bit crap, so we'll cut this bit out. So, again, thanks very much for the cool comments and the great reception of While It's Still Legal, and we'll have more stuff coming soon. All right, speaking of new material, well, we've got a comedy clip now of new material from the new show that we're releasing soon called Are You Serious? This is actually stuff we picked up from the cutting room floor. Killing your babies, as they say. Hope you enjoy.
And why I get into the feminism most is because of all these little ideologies which they've managed to militarise. That's a dangerous one because it separates us. Men and women, we're the two dualistic sides that need to come together to create life. That's a divide and conquer strategy that's a lot more dangerous than just subgroups like gays or immigrants or Muslims. Or this is a dangerous one. Well, they're the other ones that are militarised. We'll get on to them later. But that's a dangerous one, you know. And then it gets so petty, you know. In Colorado, they have a group called Free the Nipple. Well, they're upset that the men of Colorado can walk around legally with shirts off and they can't. Well, why can't we do it? Well, we have to make a thing and go to the Supreme Court. Well, why? We've been asking you to get your tits out for thousands of years, but you didn't fucking want to. And now you're upset. So they went off to the court and the court said yes. And now the victory, we can walk around Colorado with our fucking tits out. Which is great in one sense, because at least I know where I'm going on holidays, you know. And, just so I can turn up and go, hey, show us your tits. You can't say that. I think you'll find it's the law. So.
See? I told you I had new material.